right. Welcome to John Hancock and good afternoon. Are you excited to officially kick off the 2017 MLK Summer Scholars program? Well, I am. My name is Yasmin Cruz, and I'm Director of Corporate Responsibility here at John Hancock. I'm thrilled to be back with you yet again for another summer. This is going to be a wonderful summer, a very special summer. Does anyone know why? Nobody knows why? Yes, exactly. It's our 10-year anniversary. 10 years. That's still an amazing milestone of sustaining a commitment to providing opportunities to teens. Welcome back to our returning scholars. It's so great to see some of your familiar faces. And for those of you who are meeting for the very first time, you're probably wondering, why am I here again? Well, John Hancock's MLK Summer Scholars program will provide work experience for 642 Boston teens. In conjunction with the Mayor's Summer Jobs campaign, John Hancock works in very close partnership with the Boston Globe, Boston University, and Partners Healthcare to offer this very unique program. In addition to working at nonprofit organizations throughout the city, you will also go to BU's Agganis Arena for 3 Menino Leadership Forums, and the 4th and final forum will be a talent show held at the Schubert Theater. This summer's theme is the King Within Me. When I hear that message, I think about taking inspiration from Dr. King. Everyone has the potential to be a leader. I will say that again. Everyone has the potential to be a leader. We want you to think about aligning your actions this summer and beyond to some of MLK's core values: vision, compassion, organizing, integrity, and inclusion. We also have something that we uniquely have to offer this world, which is a vision. We should set it in motion and bring others along with us, inclusion. This summer, we will be honing in on leadership in a number of ways. Each of you in our Friday Mayor Menino Leadership Forums will be with one of Boston's community's top leaders, and they will share their passion with you. And also throughout the summer, you'll be learning online about your personal money management through EverFi. Now that you know what's in store this summer, let me walk you through the plan for this afternoon. Next, we're going to do an interactive session. Then we're going to have an opportunity to hear from Mayor Walsh, a Boston Marathon champion, and a former scholar. And then we'll have a chance to get to know each other and talk in pairs. How does this sound? All right, great. All right, so to bring some energy into the room, I have 2 assistants. If Taya and John could please join me up front. We are going to do an exercise called Simon Says. I don't know if you remember it, but just in case you don't, here are the instructions. In a moment, I'm going to ask everyone to stand. Then I'm going to give you a series of directions. You should only follow the direction if I preface it with Simon Says. If I don't say Simon Says, then don't do the action. Here you have John and Taya if you don't know what that action is. They're going to illustrate, but the most important part is the set of directions, which is Simon Says. Without those words, do not move. Okay? Do you have it? Yes? All right. Everyone please stand. Simon Says, everyone please stand. All right. Okay. Snap. Okay, no one fell for that trick. Most people pass the test. Simon Says, clap twice. Simon Says, yell your name. Tap your head and rub your stomach at the same time. Okay, anyone who did that, you have to sit down. Okay. Turn around. Okay. Good job. Simon Says, high five your neighbor. Simon says, say, I have a dream. Simon says, tap your hat. Simon says, dab. Do a yoga pose. Okay, if you did it, you have to sit down. Simon says, put a peace sign in the air. I think everyone's pretty good at Simon Says. I think most of us are winners in this activity. What do you think, Taya and John? Good job. Simon says, sit down. I think the first row were the true winners. Please give Taya and John one final round of applause. Well, thank you, Taya and John, and thanks to all of you for your participation. That was fun. Thanks to everyone who took part in also our community service project as you were walking in. Now let's take a closer look and connect the dots to the spirit of this year's theme, which is the King within you and the legacy of MLK. In our life journey, we're always going to have people who tell us what to do, people who are giving us guidance and advice. These are your parents, your friends, your employers, your coworkers, even strangers on Instagram. You will also give advice to younger kids, as you did when you participated in our service project on your way in. It is important for you to think about who is the Simon in your life, who are the people that you're going to follow, and also how you will lead others. What are the Simons and actions you are going to encourage others to do? How will you influence your squad? Are your #squad goals helping you and your community thrive? If this is in fact the case, then we have to make sure the who and the what in our leadership doesn't contradict our beliefs and our values. We hope that you will use this summer job experience at your organizations and at the Menino Leadership Forums to learn, to grow, and to affirm what these beliefs and values are. We hope that you will use this time to understand and strengthen the leader within you. That's the spirit of MLK. Now that we brought some energy in the room and have some insight as to what we have in store this summer, I'm going to bring to the stage someone who does embody the values of MLK. He leads this company with integrity inside and outside of these offices. Please welcome my boss cubed, so my boss's boss's boss, Executive Vice President and General Counsel Jim Gallagher, Manulife and John Hancock.
Well, thanks a lot, Yasmin, for that very kind introduction, and for all you and our wonderful team here at John Hancock do to make this program just so incredible. Mr. Mayor, Tatiana, it's great to be with you, and to our scholars, welcome to John Hancock. Give yourselves a round of applause. You know, the MLK Scholars program is a true collaboration among many, and I want to acknowledge and thank our partners who helped make this program possible. Mayor Walsh and members of his team are here today, including Chief Barros and Chief Arroyo, also Chief Gross from the Boston Police Department, and of course President Brown from Boston University, Linda Henry from the Boston Globe, Matt Fishman from Partners Healthcare. These organizations, together with John Hancock and the Mayor's Office, have made this program what it is today, and we'll be getting into the numbers because that's what we do here at John Hancock. We do numbers really well. We'll talk about that in a moment. We're also grateful for the support of the Ad Club, Center for Teen Empowerment, Boston Cares, and EverFi. It's an honor to be with all of you to celebrate the 10th year of MLK Scholars and to kick off our 2017 summer program, where many of the scholars here today will be starting new jobs. Since we started MLK Scholars 10 years ago, John Hancock has funded more than, here come the numbers, 6,000 jobs and provided nearly $10 million in wages. So, as we mark our 10th year, we proudly reflect on all that has been accomplished and do so with a much deeper appreciation for the value created when young people gain truly meaningful work experience. As a company headquartered in Boston for about 155 years, another number, we recognize that our success is driven in part really by the success of our region. We must invest in local talent to create a strong and vibrant city and to build a competitive workforce for our future economy, an economy we all share. So now, I have the honor of introducing a tremendous leader who works tirelessly to build a better, more inclusive Boston. Mayor Walsh has made summer jobs and youth workforce readiness a very top priority, and we are very proud to partner with him and his team. Please join me in giving a great round of applause for our mayor, Mayor Marty Walsh.
Thank you, Jim. First of all, I want to thank Jim Gallagher, I want to thank Yasmin and everyone at John Hancock for the great work that this company does every single day in our city, but in particular around summer jobs. And when you think about $10 million, 6,000 kids, that's a lot of money. And that's a lot of young people that went before you that are now probably, I think some of them are working actually for John Hancock, that started their career as an intern in the summer, so I want to thank you for that. I want to thank also Boston University, President Brown is with us, who's another dear friend from the Boston Globe. Linda Henry's with us. Thank you, Linda. From the Boston Police Department, Chief Willie Gross is with us. Thank you, Chief, who you're going to hear from in a little bit. And I want to congratulate John Hancock on 10 years. What's incredible about John Hancock is that in my time as mayor, which is, this is my 4th summer now, watching the companies that come on board because John Hancock leads the way. And that's something that's been a surprise for me, to be able to see this program, their Scholars program, and have other companies do the same thing, so it's not just a summer job. How many of you, is this your first year coming to work? It's going to be your first summer work of John Hancock. How many second? Third? Is there a fourth? Is there a fifth maybe? No, fifth? So you can see here, those of you that are coming to John Hancock for the first time, this isn't just a summer job. Now, right now, to you today, this is just a summer job. But as you get into your job and you get an opportunity to see the opportunities for you in your life, they're going to be absolutely incredible. And the mentorship that you're going to be able to make here with people that are just like you, come from the same neighborhoods that everyone in Boston came from, went through some of the same struggles, but an opportunity to be able to talk to them about what was their path to get to their career. And I tell young people all the time, when I talk to summer jobs programs or whatever I talk about, it's important to follow your dreams. And part of having a summer job is allowing you to follow your dreams. I remember my first summer job, I was working at Dunkin' Donuts. And my job was to make the donuts. I was the guy in the back. When the donuts came out of the oven, you dip the honey dip and they'd be dipping down and you'd eat them there because they were good right out of the thing. And then you would take the jelly and the honey and the sugar, you dip it in. And after I worked there for a while, I wouldn't eat jelly donuts for a long time. I've kind of forgotten a little bit of the process, so I eat them now. But what was important to me was not so much the work. It was when I got my first check. I thought it was the coolest thing because I had my own money. And I was able to buy what I wanted to buy, what I could afford at that particular time in my life. And I understood the value of that. What I didn't have back when I was a kid is I didn't have a company like John Hancock to work for that actually showed me and helped me along the way with saving money, with making investments, with understanding and how to treat people. That's something that was missing in my life, so I went on to do my own stuff as I got older. But the opportunity that each and every one of you have here is absolutely incredible. And I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of you become future leaders of our city. Before I bring up the next speaker, I'm not going to talk too long, but when I talk to young people all the time, I tell them to follow their dreams. Because it's important for you, each and every one of you, to pursue what you want to do. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't get something, you can't follow your dream, pursue your dream. When I was a kid, when I was a high school kid, I made some bad decisions. As I got older, I made real bad decisions in my life. I made bad decisions to a point where I ended up having to go to detox. I developed an alcohol problem. And I had a dream before that. My dream was to get into politics. But my life choices that I made kind of screwed that all up. I could have run for office, but I'd have a lot of explaining to do of a lot of the bad decisions that I made. And what happened was I got a second chance as I got a little older at an opportunity for my career. Because I was able to get sober, I was able to make some corrections of the past. And my dreams that I wanted to pursue, I was able to pursue them, including getting a college degree. Because when I was supposed to go to college, I didn't go. And I often think back to if I had a company like John Hancock that I worked with and people I had a chance to mentor and get mentored by, my life might have taken different paths. So this is an opportunity for all of you to really get an understanding. And some of you don't even care what I'm saying right now, but at the end of the summer, I guarantee you, if I come back and talk to you, you can be like, you were absolutely right. I kind of half listened to you, but you were right. So again, I want to thank all the young people that are here today. I want to thank all the folks that are here today. Now, I have an unbelievable honor today. I have the honor to introduce a person, Tatiana McFadden, who is an inspiration in so many people's lives. I'm going to tell you some of her accomplishments. One of the best elite athletes in the world. She won 17 Paralympic medals, 14 World Track and Field medals. She has a 4-year streak of wins. This is 4 consecutive years of winning all of these races. Boston, London, Chicago, New York marathons from 2013 to 2016. That's 16 consecutive wins at these major marathons in the world. In the last 3 years, she has run for Team MRA as a symbol of honor and respect for young Martin Richard. Now, I get a chance to tell you this. So, as a mayor, I get to crown the men's winner in the race. And Jim is there, and we're all there. John Hancock's a huge part of it. And I had a chance in my first year as mayor to watch Tatiana McFadden make the left, come down Hereford Street and the left onto Boylston, and cross the finish line. And she wore that shirt that she has on in that picture, MRA. Now, MRA, I think everyone knows what MRA is. It's a foundation charity that was named after young Martin Richard that was killed during the 2013 marathon bombing. And I had the chance to watch Tatiana finish the race, and she won, which was an unbelievable experience in itself. But I had a chance to watch Martin's dad and Martin's brother go down and hug her. Because it was really the first time, it was their first year back at the marathon since the year before where the bombing had happened. But to see somebody, an elite athlete, who put everything in the race, not for her to continue these records going on, but to do it for the Richard family and to do it for all of Boston and to do it for all of Massachusetts and to do it for the United States of America. It was an incredible honor to witness. It was something incredible to witness. So I'd like to ask all of you to join me in welcoming our friend, our Olympic champion, Tatiana McFadden.
Wow, Mayor, thank you so much for those wonderful words, and thank you so much, John Hancock, for having me here today. I am incredibly, incredibly honored to be speaking here today. In my lifetime of 28 years, I have learned 2 most important lessons. First, I learned that life isn't about what you don't have. It is about what you do with the gifts that you are given. Second, I learned that life is like a marathon. It stretches out for miles and miles ahead of you, and it screams endurance. And even though you may seem somewhat familiar with the route, it still has its twists and its turns, its ups and its downs, and there's no guarantee of how each race will end. Had we met 28 years ago at baby orphanage number 13 in St. Petersburg, Russia, I doubt that you would even bet that I would find success. After all, I was born with spina bifida and had no ability to walk. Medical professionals were so confident I wouldn't live, they didn't operate to close the hole in my back for 21 days. I was severely malnourished. I had never seen a wheelchair. In fact, I didn't know a wheelchair even existed. And my very best outfit consisted of a hand-me-down dress with a scuffy bow in my hair. Families constantly came through the orphanage looking for healthy babies, not looking for a sickly child with a challenging disability. My chances for success? Not worth measuring. But now, let's fast forward to 22 years from when I was adopted at age 6, and here I am, an elite athlete with 17 Paralympic medals. 7 of them are gold, and 17 major marathon victories. I have a wonderful family and many dear friends throughout the world. I find myself on magazine covers, TV talk shows. I met presidents and world leaders. But what matters most aren't the medals that I've won or the TV talk shows I've been on. I have to admit that being on the Ellen DeGeneres show was pretty cool. She's great. But what matters to me is that I found happiness and purpose in my life. I have a path that is filled with possibility, no guarantees, but lots and lots of chances to make this most precious gift of life. Like you, I know what it's to hopefully look at the road ahead, understanding that it's filled with possibility. Let me share some of the lessons that I've learned about overcoming challenges and persevering. Lesson 1, don't be afraid if your path takes you in an unexpected direction. You never know what you might discover. It isn't easy among all the opportunities that life has to offer to land on that one perfect path that is meant for you. Accept that the first path you choose may not be lasting. Be willing to look outside your comfort zone. Listen to the advice of others. Don't be discouraged if it takes a while to find success. If truth be told, I started life as a sprinter. From the time I took track at the Paralympics in 2004, I ran the 100-meter and the 200-meter races. I knew I was destined to be the best sprinter in the world. When asked about trying a marathon, which is 26.2 miles, my answer was an immediate no. No way. Distance running was not for me. Not today, not tomorrow, never. I was a sprinter. I knew this for sure. I was 100% confident. Starting college in 2008, I actually came in on a basketball scholarship. I also did track practice in the afternoon. In the beginning of the year, we wrote down our goals. And so I wrote down my sprinting goals, of course. Faster starts, more power, and getting better in the 800 meter. None were marathon goals. My coach wrote on my goal sheet to run the 2009 Chicago Marathon. I looked at him like he was crazy. But my coach, Adam Blakeney, who knew my true capabilities, kept hounding me. In 2009, when I again refused his invitation to run 26.2 miles, he tried a different strategy. He told me I should consider a practice run for the 400 meters, which is only one time around the track, which in 2009 was one of my best events. So, Sunday, October 11th, 2009, I took my place on the starting line to practice the 400 meters about 100 times or so. That Sunday will be forever the day that I ran my first marathon and won. The rest is history. But what happened if I didn't listen? What happened if I didn't try? What if I was so sure about my sprinting career that I wasn't willing to move outside my comfort zone? Not even for just one day. Marathons are such a big part of my life now. I cannot even imagine life without the challenge of a marathon calling me to race. But this lesson isn't about marathons. It is about understanding that we don't always know what is best for us. We need to rely on the advice of others, particularly in our early careers, and accept that our perfect path may take us in unexpected directions that are sometimes outside our comfort zone. Mine certainly did. Lesson 2, we all have a special power within us to get through tough times and to push us forward. Get to know that special strength. Learn to trust it. Back in orphanage number 13, having survived against all odds, I reached the age when all other children would begin to crawl and walk. With legs that didn't move, none of this was possible for me. But at that moment, when I was sure to fall behind, some strong force motivated me to tip myself upwards and begin to use my arms as my legs. When others my age were learning to walk, I was learning to walk too, sometimes walking upright on my hands and sometimes just scooting inches above the floor. I adapted. I learned to keep up. I wanted to be just like everyone else. And in my own little world, I was. What no one knew then, what we all know now, the fact of walking on my arms and lifting myself up so I could scoot along with others built the muscle mass in my arms and in my upper body that carries me to victory today, not only in life, but in race after race. What some would say is my disability has given me the opportunity for success. The power inside of me to push to belong has driven me from the very beginning. And today, and particularly in difficult races, I tap into that same strength deep inside to carry me to the finish line. I know it is there. Over time, I've come to learn that it really isn't about winning. It is about the energy that we have within us to finish with pride, whatever the race may be. We all have that special energy to lift our spirits, give us confidence, and infuse us with strength when we need it most. When things aren't working out as you expected, when the twists and the turns are getting the best of you, dig deep, and you too will find the energy to finish every project, every task, and every job with pride, bringing honor to your work and in turn honor to yourself, because both are important. Lesson 3, when you fall down, get back up. No matter how prepared you are, you can't expect your work journey, or your life journey for that matter, to be easy. The true test of character is not how we handle life when it is easy. It is how we handle life when it is difficult. How we handle life when it is difficult. In 2014, I was leading the pack at the New York City Marathon and was rounding the corner at Columbus Circle for the final sprint in Central Park. It was a beautiful day. The race had gone well, and I was leading towards a second consecutive victory in New York and a second consecutive Grand Slam, previously winning Boston, London, and Chicago for 2 years in a row. New York was one of my favorite races because I love to climb hills. It is my favorite part of marathons. I broke away at mile 16, so it was all by myself. The lead person or the lead pack, we always have a lead vehicle, camera crew, and a lead cyclist with us. Coming down to the last 0.2 miles at Columbus Circle, a motorcycle policeman who was riding nearby cut the corner a little too close. So I cut the corner a little too close. I lost my balance. My racing chair tipped over, and my entire body fell out at my feet. I could hear the crowd respond in horror. Police were rushing towards me to help me get back into my racing chair. Everyone was worried that I was hurt or that my chair was irreparably damaged. The choices were clear, but I only had moments to respond. If anyone touched me or tried to help me back in my chair, I would be disqualified. Those are just the rules. I was sure that people didn't know this fact. Many things were running through my mind. Was the race over for me? How close was my competition? Could I finish? Could I still win? In seconds, I looked at my chair. Everything was fine. I went through a mental checklist of my body. No broken bones or dislocated shoulders. I told the policeman, I'm fine. And then within that special strength that lies deep within, with my legs still inside my chair, I pushed myself back in, dusted off my shoulders, and was on my way, finishing the last 0.2 miles of the race, crossing the finish line 1 minute and 8 seconds ahead of my competition. As I look back today, I realized that it wasn't whether I won or lost wasn't the point. The point was I fell down and got back up. There will always be moments in our work and in our life journey when we fall unexpectedly. We may make a mistake. Others may cause us to fall, or it may be a combination of factors. And while we ultimately need to understand what happened, the real question for all of us is, what do you do when you fall down? Getting back up should be the only answer, right? And so, what's next for me? I just finished the marathon in Boston. My next big marathons are in Chicago and New York. Your marathon starts this summer, and I'm so excited to learn about your journey and to follow. You all have that special power within to become anything that you want to be. We can all be leaders. You just have to take that chance. We can all find the king within us. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Before we do the interactive, we're going to hear from a former scholar, but thank you, Tatiana, for sharing your story and for reminding us that it requires a lot of depth to continue to win and to do well. So thanks for your inspiring story. So today, all of you who are embarking this summer journey as a scholar should listen to Darius Davis. He was a scholar for 3 summers, 2008 through 2010. So please give a warm welcome to Darius.
Good afternoon, everyone. How you guys doing? Good, good. My name is Darius Davis. I was born and raised in Mission Hill. As you guys may know, I was once in you guys' shoes. I worked at the Tobin Community Center and the Johnson Community Center as I was an MLK Scholar. Since then, I went on to Building University where I was recruited to play basketball. But my time there, after my freshman year, I realized that schoolwork was more important, and I ended up giving up playing basketball. To this day, my friends think I'm crazy for doing it, but I think it was the best decision that I ever did. And this scholarship, this program helped me understand that, and they gave me an opportunity to see that there was a better future out there. And as I was sitting in this room years ago, I was just like you guys. Some of you slouched in your chair, don't want to be here, you'd rather be outside, enjoying the weather. I was just like that, so don't feel bad. But when you guys look back, you're definitely going to appreciate this opportunity. Because as you guys know, coming from Boston, the opportunities are scarce. We don't have a lot. So when people care for you, you should definitely jump on board. because they could have asked someone else. There could be other guys sitting in this room. So there's a reason why you're here. You may not see the reason now, but 10 years from now, 5 years from now, when you're going off to college, you're gonna look back and you're gonna say thank you. So one thing I want you guys to do when you leave here, either today, tomorrow, next week, the individual that told you to come here, that asked you to be a part of this program, say thank you to them. Because they see something in you. You may not see it right now, but they see something in you. And that's what my uncle seen in me, because I did not want to do this. I told him no 3 times. And on the 3rd time, I said, you know what? All right, let me give this a try. Because all I wanted to do was play basketball. If it wasn't anything pertaining to basketball, I didn't want to do it. But my uncle seen something in me. And I thank him every single day that he made me be a part of this program. So that's all I want you guys to do, is take full advantage of this program, full advantage. I know you guys may not want to be here. I can see it, and I'm going to keep reiterating it. I was just like you guys. When you go off to college, when some of your friends they don't have the same opportunities as you guys, they don't have the same doors open as you guys, you're going to be very, very thankful that you were sitting in this room on this hot 90-degree day. I promise you guys. So if you guys can do anything for me, just enjoy this summer, soak it all in, get all the opportunities that you can out of it, and network. That was one of the key things that I remember from the workshops at BU. It was networking. At first, they're talking about relationship building. I didn't want to hear it. It wasn't about basketball, all right. But when I went off to college and they started talking about networking, first thing in my head was like, oh, I remember hearing this when I was at BU. So I was one up of my classmates. I actually knew about relationship building. I actually knew about going out there, taking on an opportunity, even if you may feel uncomfortable, because someone sees something in you. And if you turn down that opportunity, someone else is going to sweep in and get it. And then you may look back and say, what if? That's one thing you do not want to do. You do not want to look back and say, what if? Because what if could turn into somebody else's great opportunity. That's all I have to say.
I didn't play basketball at Bentley University, but that was a great layup. Thank you. So now we are going to work on relationship building and networking. We are going to talk to each other in pairs. Today is designed to be interactive. So just to give you some instructions, this is concentric rows. We have ribbons on the end of each row. If you're in the rows with ribbons, those are the even rows. You're going to do the musical chairs. If you're in the odd rows, remember, I know we're still in school, so 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. You're going to turn your chair around when I instruct you all to do so. And you'll talk to your partner. Asking a question that you will answer with the partner that you're speaking with will come from a partner or a sponsor of MLK Scholars Program. So, if you don't mind, could I please ask the rows, and the volunteers can help you, 1, 3, 5, and 7 to turn around. Okay. If there isn't someone in front of you, find someone who can fill in some seats. Okay, great. Before you start networking, please allow me to introduce Dr. Brown, the 10th president of BU. He's currently in his 12th year as president of Boston University. Dr. Brown, can you please tell us your first job and pose your question? Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine. It's really a pleasure to be here and represent Boston University at the MLK Scholars Program. When you think about summer jobs, I think about the two questions you're going to start answering. Now, is what kind of work do I really enjoy, and what am I good at? And the second is, how much education does it take to do that job, do it well? My own summer job experience is pretty straightforward. I grew up in San Antonio, Texas, as an important part of that context, raised by a single mother. And if I wanted any money to spend, I had to work. That started about the age of 13, with all kinds of ways of making money, most of them legal. I spent a number of years actually working at a big supermarket. Started bagging groceries, went on to be a cashier, and finally graduated to work in the stockroom, which was considered a high form of life. When I started, this will date myself, but when I started it was 60 cents an hour, right? So you'd have to work a number of hours to get a bottle of Coke. One summer I was asked, and this gets to the question, to work at the regional warehouse of the chain. This was a big deal because you graduated from the store to the local center. You were kind of moving up. It was looked at as a promotion by everybody. What I did there was unload boxcars and load vans. As groceries came in boxcars and were put in this big warehouse and then loaded into vans that went out to individual stores. Now, here's my most important summer job experience. One hot summer day, which would be sort of like it's outside today. When I wrote this, I didn't think this was going to happen. 3 of us were assigned the worst job I've ever had in my life. A boxcar had come in that was loaded with Hellmann's mayonnaise, and it had fallen over inside. And there were cases of broken mayonnaise in this boxcar that had probably been there for a week, 2 weeks. Now, to understand that, you have to know what the primary ingredient in mayonnaise is. Who knows? Eggs. So what we have here is a boxcar full of rotten eggs, which we cleaned out over a period of a day. And I could smell rotten eggs for about 2 months in everything I touched. And I still don't eat mayonnaise very often. Now, the moral to the story here is as you go into these summer internships and summer positions, all the advice about dreaming the dream and finding the right position is important. But summer jobs are actually worth something more than that. They're about you finding yourself and finding what you do not want to do, right? I was not really motivated to go to college until the end of that summer. And I became the first college graduate from my family, and I still attribute, thank you. And as my family would say, I've actually never left school. But I was really motivated by that experience as much as anything I think in my life. I want to thank all of the supporters of this program, especially John Hancock and Mayor Walsh. I hope you learn something memorable from your summer job experience as I did. Now, my question for you to discuss with your partner is what is important for young leaders to learn so that they can be successful in the future?
Introduce yourselves and answer the question. 1 minute left. Okay. Thank you so much. There's such great relationship building, I apologize. But that, you can always continue the conversation at another point. At this point, scholars in the even rows, the rows that have the ribbon at the end, can you please move down 1 to your right? And if you're at the end, can you go to the row behind you? So everyone shift down 1 to your right, but if you turn your chair around, just stay put. So in the even rows, shift 1 to your right. There you go. If you're at the end, you will have moved to the row behind you. Okay, great job. Okay, before you start to get to know All right, so thanks so much. Next question will come from Linda Henry, the Managing Director of the Boston Globe. Linda Henry is a co-founder of Hub Week, a director on many boards, an early-stage impact investor, an Emmy-winning television producer, and a community activist. And I don't know if she ever gets to go to the gym because I'm already tired. But Linda, please share your first job and the question.
All right. Oh, I don't have the question. Oh, I got it. I have the question. Just kidding. Hi. Thank you guys so much. And for those who have your back to me, don't worry about it. Thank you so much for being here. I am so excited, and I can't believe that this is already in its 10th year. In Boston, I feel like once you're there for 10 years, you're no longer the new program or the new mayor or the new owner or whatnot. So the fact that this is a collaboration between the incredible civic leaders of John Hancock, partners, and BU, we are thrilled and so excited to be continuing this success. And this summer, you're going to be working with nonprofit organizations across Greater Boston, and you're going to be building your skill sets and gain valuable learning experiences. You'll dive into research at Save the Harbor, Save the Bay. You'll cultivate your creativity at Artists for Humanity. I was just hearing a great story about my partner who didn't realize that he was an artist and was impressing himself every day with his experience at Artists for Humanity and what he's been able to create. And the Boston Globe is here to support all of you along the way. Every day at the Globe, our reporters, editors, photographers, videographers, we all research, create, and explore in order to produce Pulitzer Prize-winning work for thousands of readers across New England. And we want each of our readers to know about the great work that you all are doing this summer through the MLK Summers program. Over the course of the program, we will be printing an ad in the business section of the Boston Globe, and we'll feature the program for the first time on all of our digital platforms as well. The first print ad will be this Sunday, June 18th, so to be sure to look for it, and hopefully we'll get some of your great numbers in there. We are proud to be able to highlight the MLK Summers program and to be a partner among leaders in the community advocating for summer jobs and supporting our youth. Thank you, Mayor Walsh, and your entire office. Thank you, Chief William Gross, John Hancock, BU, and Partners Healthcare. So now, back to talking. We want to talk now on your thoughts about a story in your community that you would like to see reported in the news and why. Thank you.
Seconds. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm going to ask you to wrap up the great conversations you're having. Could the scholars in the even rows shift once again? Thanks so much. Please stand if you're in the even rows, the rows with the ribbon. Can you please shift once again? To your right. Thank you. And if you're in the last seat, can you go to the row behind you, the even row behind you? Okay. All right. Great job. Next question will come from Matt Fishman. He is the Vice President for Community Health at Partners Healthcare, representing Dr. David Torchiana, CEO of Partners Healthcare and longtime supporter of MLK Scholars. Matt, please tell us your first job and pose a question to the group.
Thank you, Yasmin, and thank you, everyone. It's terrific to be here again. Scholars, you guys have so much energy, and there's so many possibilities for you this summer and going forward that it's really exciting and energizing to be here. I'll be able to go back to work with a fresh sense of energy that comes from you guys. And I also want to say I admire enormously the mayor's leadership. You guys should know that this mayor says to the big organizations in Boston, you guys have to make sure you're going to be employing as many kids this summer and actually make that number go higher every year so that there's more opportunities every year. We know how important it is to him. We know how important it is to you. That's why we do it. That's why we're here every year doing the MLK Scholars Program with terrific partners like Boston University, John Hancock, and the Globe. This is a mayor and his team who look out for you guys every day. So my first summer job was working in a movie theater, and I started as an usher. And what that meant was I tore tickets for people as they came in, and then I picked up the trash after they left. People were not always so good about putting the trash in the trash cans. But it was okay. It meant I had a job. And part of what I learned was really how to work as part of a team. If other people didn't show up, it meant I had to do more. Maybe the theater wasn't as clean as it should be, but if people did show up and I made sure I showed up, then it actually wasn't so bad because you were doing it with people that you got to know, and you'd have a few jokes, and you'd make sure you got the work done, and you were glad you had a job. And you know, to have that paycheck at the end, as Mayor Walsh said, that was pretty cool. That was my first paycheck too, out of that job in the theater, and to be able to go and you know, do some stuff that you might want to do, that was a good experience. That and the teamwork, and also knowing that I was part of something that was helping other people have fun. That, you know, people coming to the theater. That was all pretty good stuff. So I want to tell you a little bit about Partners Healthcare. As many of you know, this is the organization that includes Massachusetts General Hospital, Brigham and Women's Hospital, Spalding Rehabilitation Hospital. Some of you may know the health centers that are part of Partners in Charlestown, Chelsea, Revere, and especially the ones for Boston, not just in Charlestown, but also the two we run in Jamaica Plain. We also help out with a lot of the other health centers in neighborhoods around the city, working with our colleagues at Boston Medical Center to do that. We are very committed to making sure that we're working with the mayor and the other organizations that are part of this program to address some of the social factors that affect your health. And what we mean by that is we know, and actually everyone in this room knows, you guys know, that success with education in high school, middle school before that, but then in high school, means you're more likely to be able to go to college. Success in college means you're more likely to be able to get the kind of job that you want to have. That educational success, that job that's going to give you some opportunities to advance and have a good salary with it, those are all things that help you be healthier yourself, and then as you go ahead to form families, help you and your families be healthier. And that's the kind of stuff that Partners Healthcare and the other hospitals in the city want to be and are supporting. So picking up on that, I think the question I'd like to ask is, could you each talk with your neighbor about what's one change you could make in your lives to be healthier as you go forward with the summer and beyond that? What's one change you could make that would help you be healthier? All right, thanks a lot.
You have 1 minute. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor Walsh, for joining us today. We appreciate your support. Okay, this is the last question. So if we can, you guys know the deal. If you're in the row with the ribbon, please move down one to the right, and this is the last time you'll have to do so. Okay, great. So please give a warm welcome to Chief Gross, Superintendent-in-Chief, BPD.
Thank you, Yasmin, my sister. I'd like to thank everybody in attendance here today, especially our keynote speakers, because what they're showing you right now is that we do care about you and your future. From the mayor, and everyone that spoke today, cool Darius, everybody cares about you, and Darius, you were right. We see something in you. You are the future leaders. You will be the change, so that I can sit back on my porch and eat lobster and chill while you're all the bosses, all right? Because imagine me, a poor kid growing up on Esmond Street. My first job, 13 and a half, was a counselor, a youth counselor and art counselor at ABCD. But I learned then that I was able to take care of people younger than me and help mold their minds. Imagine that at 13 and a half. And always be willing to listen, learn, and like Darius said, to network. And have a sense of humor. I wonder how many of you, when the mayor said he was making donuts as a kid, probably thought that Chief Gross was going, yeah, donuts, because I'm a cop, right? Now, I was seeing profit margin, and the ability to capitalize on brothers who like donuts, right? So, you get that mindset, you be positive, and no one can hold you back. No matter where you're from, what you look like, you're the true leaders. That's why, Tatiana, my sister, you rock. That was an inspirational story, and we really appreciate you. Everything is positive, and you can go forward if your mind is positive and you're willing to go forward. With that being said, I see you giving me the blink, like, hurry up, right? So my question to you, this is a serious one. What would you want to see improved in your community, and what would your role be in making that change? Go for it. Thank you.
30 seconds. Okay, I really hate to do this, but I'm going to ask everyone to wrap up. I don't want to take the time to turn everyone's chairs around, but today was a very meaningful day. This is the 10th year, and thank you for taking the time, in spite of the great weather, to celebrate it here with us. Thank you to the mayor and to Chief Barrows and his administration, and to all of our partners without whom this would not be possible. But I wanted to really thank Annie Duong, who's back there. Annie is a former MLK Summer Scholar, and she crosses every T and dots every I, and without her attention to detail, this would not have gone off as well. So thank you, Annie, for all you do and managing this program. All right, so nonprofit partners, thank you for being on this journey with us, scholars. We begin on July 14th at Aganis. Have a great day, and can't wait to kick off the summer together.
Thank you.